Baby, they gonna get the signs they gonna get. So you should keep your nose inside your plate. Divine non-binary here. Happy fresh shower to me. Happy time of the day that you're watching it to you. Got a urgent message. Her urgent message. Really important. These times that we're spending right now in the confined spaces, they're amazing, growth inducing, but what they are also causing us oftentimes and more than usual is to feel like we are responsible for someone else's progress, for someone else's well-being, for someone else's attraction, their experience. And no matter if you're twin or not, it doesn't matter. Literally any person that you care about, you're sitting there in the self-quarantine, you're sitting at home and you're like, yeah, I'm doing so well, I'm doing amazing, I wish they did also well, or like I hope they're doing well. What's happening is when you do that, you just withdraw from your reality. What I said? You just withdraw from your reality. So then, in the reality of that person, there are two people, two consciousnesses. And in your reality, there's nobody. Your body is unattended. And this is not helpful to anybody. First of all, the only person you can affect is you. The happiness, the only person whose happiness you can affect is your. You never can make anybody happy. So if you're concerned about happiness of your loved ones, just the best thing you can do is stay yourself, stay connected, stay vibing high, stay positive, and just show by example. And people who are ready to vibe together, they're just gonna like rise, rise to occasion. They're gonna rise towards you. But if you lower yourself down into believing into their unhappiness or their non-well-being, what happens is everybody ends up being in the ditch, and nobody's up here to preserve and uphold the higher vibration and the higher vision for the future, for the now, for whatever. Just vision and just beingness. So that's not helpful, If you're thinking, as a twin, you may be like, oh, I hope they're like getting signs. I wonder if they're getting signs as much as I do. What does it do? It just like they'll get their signs if they're able to see them or not, or if they're willing to see them or not, they're gonna get them. You're concerned about those signs only pointing towards you actually running away from your signs or your I don't want to say to-do list, but your responsibilities. What is it? Okay, everything is so well right now, and I'm so centered and so happy. So I guess I have nothing else to do other than sit here and just like put my mind into imagining possibilities of what other person's experience is. Like, don't waste your energy. When you do it, it's just like you're leaving yourself. You're vibing high. Again, all same stuff. And that also points towards the very important information for you. That's the point of growth for you right there. If your mind wanders somewhere else, that's a clear indication of the fact that you're running away from something. Because if you were completely centered, such thought would not have ever appeared in your mind at all. You would not have crossed paths with such an idea. Oh, I wish they this and that, or I hope, or I wonder what they are doing. Because your knowing of well-being and them doing exactly what they need to do and trusting that they're having exact experience that has to be happening, same as you are. When you are aligned is so dominant that you cannot have these kinds of questions. They're just redundant. So when you do have questions like that, I wonder what they are doing. I wonder how they are doing. I wonder if they're well. I wonder if they're seeing signs. I wonder if this and that and that and that. Stop for a moment and check what are the things you're running away from. Yes, you can't ever be finished with anything. Life is a process, it's a continuous process, and you're eternal being. After this life, you're going to have another and another and another and all kinds of processes. So it's never can be complete or accomplished, right? But how is your integrity with your process? How devoted you are to the process of life, to the happiness of your experience, to how attuned you are to your feelings, to your emotions, to your thoughts, do you pay attention to your thoughts, etc., etc. So when your mind wanders in that direction, especially if you're a twin, oh my god, of course it's hard to not go there. But that's just a beautiful information and indication that there's something you're avoiding currently, right? When you're completely at peace with your journey, with who you are, with your purpose, and knowing that the growth is going to be perpetual and it never stops, right? You just do it at a pace you're doing it, and just noticing stuff and acting upon it, which is what we're getting at right now. But sometimes we imagine that there is a certain goal we have to reach, and after I reach that goal, then my life can start. First of all, not true, sorry. And even the fact of setting that goal just shows a lot of different things, like feeling of undeservingness, of incompleteness, of just holding yourself away from happiness, etc., etc. This is a different topic. But when you now, in your process, where you think you're happy and everything is great and you're aligned, you get those impulses, that's a clear indication of you kind of trying to run away from something that is active for you. There are a lot of things that, okay, I accept all my fullness, and there are things about me that are or maybe are not, and they just reveal themselves from time to time. But there is something you may be working on, or something that is like very active, and especially because of this times of quarantine, we've been helped to focus on persistently on something. So we feel like, okay, I've been doing it for long enough, so now I should have a break. And we have, as humans, this habit generally due to our like normal pre-quarantine tempo of life, where we have every activity in small chunks, which leads, of course, to our like lack of attention or low attention span, and like all this like ever fastening pace of life. But what it also does, it like removes tolerance for like persistence, for dedication. It's like every time that something feels too long, like what's the word? I forgot the word. Unfamiliarly long. You see what I mean? Like, it's just not long because it's long, but because in comparison to all other chunks of attention you gave to that situation before, or similar situation before, now that it's taking more of a time, you feel like the need to cut off and switch to something, jumping between all the small chunks of different activities, different focuses of attention. And what you need to do is acknowledge that you're doing that, and ask yourself which one of those things that you've been doing over the days, today, yesterday, whatever, when the thought appeared, caused you to try to run away? What is it that the longer duration of caused you this discomfort? And it's not even so much of about why, because reasons are kind of excuses as well. Yes, we can acknowledge this is because of this, but that's as much attention as we want to give to it. It's just the fact that you're aware, okay, I ran away from this. And then ask yourself, is that really uncomfortable? Is it really something that you cannot do? Are you consciously doing it? Are you unconsciously doing it? Are you like not noticing it? You know how sometimes you're like, oh, I want a candy. Maybe I don't feel really well inside myself, right? It doesn't mean you shouldn't eat a candy, but your body subconsciously reaching for something that will chemically make you feel better. Same with drugs or alcohol, whatever. Or is it something that you've been like, you're preparing for exams, as an example, and you're like, okay, I've been studying forever, and now I'm just like reaching for all kinds of different thoughts that would distract me from what I'm doing. So you go there to that place, and you cuddle yourself into softness and into acceptance and into appreciation of that process, of that thing you were trying to escape. You know, I bet if you were like, if you had like your parent or your partner cuddle you and hug you and be like, baby, you can do this. This is really easy. You are so great and capable, and it's all possible. You would just continue doing the same thing, and you also get even happier. So why not do it to yourself? Just do it to yourself. You can do it. None of it is punishment. Even things that seem boring or repetitive or long, they become punishment only when you assign the label of punishment to them. They aren't inherently bad, destructive, or whatever you feel or think it to be, right? Your feelings are a guidance system, but they don't tell you anything about outside conditions. The only thing they tell you about is your belief about what's happening. So if you're like somehow resisting what is with some kind of thoughts, it's gonna make you uncomfortable. So just stay, bring your attention back. You can do this. It's happening exactly the way it has to happen. It's the duration of this is exactly the duration that you need to experience, and you will come out of it. It's not like, oh, it's a struggle and you come out of it stronger. No, it is exact experience that you wanted, that you just like offered, you know, like, hi, can I have this and that? Yes, you can. You're having it. Enjoy it and milk it to the fullest. Like, take everything out of it that you can take. Don't drive yourself, you know, into the ground being like, I'm underachieving. No, you're doing great. Just go in the circle. Like, how am I feeling? What are my thoughts are? What I can do to make myself feel better? Making yourself feel better. Continue going at it. And just, you know, get into this habit of taking care of yourself and taking care of your whole world, because your whole world is here. And unless you do something about it, nothing happens with it. Okay? So I love you very much. And I hope you let yourself be the most you can be and the best you can be, and what you decided and came here for. So just, you know, be soft and be intentional. Okay?